Hi, hello.
How are you?
Hi, good. Sorry, my laptop was frozen. I was trying to answer and it wouldn't let me. How are
Okay.
you today? I think we have met before, yes?
Okay. Yeah, we met before about 2 months ago.
Yeah, just the one time we met. But can you jog my memory? I think, where are you again?
Yeah, I'm from Bangladesh.
I knew Bangladesh. I knew it was
Yeah.
Bangladesh. So how have
Yes.
you been? How would you describe your last 2 months since we spoke? How have you been?
Yeah, it's been all right, ups and downs, and yeah, a little bit stressful because we're still in lockdown again, and yeah,
Yeah,
same old.
yeah, very difficult. Very difficult. So yeah, ups and downs. So the downs are that you're still in lockdown. Well, lockdown again. What has
Yeah.
been good? So yeah, focus on the positive. What has been good?
Yeah, good thing is that I mean, I'm staying safe in the home and I have some practice before I get admitted in university.
Mhm.
So yeah, and also studying. Sorry, I'm reading other books as well beside my academical studies. Yeah, and those are the positives.
Great. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's very difficult when we don't have much control. So you don't have control about, staying inside, and the lockdown is very scary. Like it's scary still, the
Yeah.
world, the state of the world. But yeah, just focus on yourself. So what have you been reading?
Actually, it's a kind of self-development books I'm reading beside my academical books. So yeah.
Oh, amazing. So self-development, what kind of books? Like how to be your best version of yourself?
Yeah, this kind of, and also how to be a good communicate. I mean, how to be a good communicator with people, and yeah,
Yeah,
also like
I love
digital
these
mark
types of books.
and kind of digital marketing things, like people from all over the world learning. So yes,
I think that's amazing that you are taking the time to focus on yourself. Lots of people, with all of this time that we have, not
yeah,
going out and doing the things we usually would, um, we can just be distracted. And obviously, we watch things on Netflix and we do lots of things that are, not the best for ourselves. But the fact that you are taking the time to learn about yourself. So what have you learned so far from being a better communicator? Have you learned something about yourself, or what has been, I don't know, the most influential thing you've learned so far?
most influential things like always do try to be yourself. What you can do best, so just go for it, and sometimes you'll get bored or you'll be frustrated for yourself, but don't be demotivated and go with whatever goal you have. Yeah, this is what I learned the best.
Yeah, and so what do you think the type of person, so when we read these books about how we communicate, we realize we must be a certain type of person. So for example, I have some friends that are argumentative, or they are stubborn, or we have friends that we know they are an introvert or they are an extrovert. How would you describe yourself?
I'm kind of innocent and try to communicate less with the new people. And day by day, I think I'm a little bit mm, improving this part of myself because it's like I'm just crossed 18 last month, last year. So right now I'll have to move from my home to from my study if I want to go abroad or whatever. I'll have to leave my home, so I'll have to stay with people from unknown. Like so, this other thing I'm trying to develop, and yes,
So you're doing it because you know you are going to have to deal with situations. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. So you want to not predict, but you want to, you want to plan. You want to plan for situations and dealing with other people.
Yeah, yeah, not actually planning, but like developing yourself to the situation. Like you never know what situation you face in the future. So kind of developing yourself for the future.
Yeah, developing yourself. Remind me again how old you are.
I'm 18 actually, 18 and a
You're
half.
so young. 18, so young. But that's amazing. If you do all of this work now, you are molding yourself to be well, you're already an adult. You are an adult at 18, but
Yeah.
it's almost like you can create the person already that you want to be. So if you could see yourself in 10 years time, how would you want to be as a person? How would you want to be in 10 years time?
Uh, Actually, for me, example for like if I do things well, then people will remember me for a longer period of time. Like he did good for us or for the society or for anyone else will remember me. So yeah, I'm trying to be an example or model, something like that. In
Yeah,
10 years.
yeah, so you want to be a role model.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I want to be respected. So is there anybody that you look up to, or a friend or a person that you think you're inspired, so you can be inspired by somebody, but you also aspire, so you want to be like somebody, you like something about somebody and you go, yeah, I like the way that they treat people, I want to be like that, or I like that they are positive, I wish I could be more like them.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. Yeah, I have one person is in my country that is very, he gives lots of motivations and things like that. His name is Ayman Sadiq. You'll find them on YouTube or Google. He's very popular in our country as he's very inspiring for all of our younger guys. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be like him. I mean, I'm not trying to copy him, but I'm trying to take some
You
good things,
took the
and I'm trying to,
words, yeah.
yeah.
You took the
So
words out of my mouth because I was going to say we don't want to copy people. Like
yeah,
we shouldn't be like anybody else.
yeah,
You should be yourself. Like that's what we
yeah,
are trying to learn. But it's a nice reminder when you see something in somebody else and you think, oh, I like that quality. How can I be more like that? Not like them, but like that. Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah. Like as a human being, you always feel jealous for like people who think they do well, and you think that you can do like him. If you can do like, it will be great. So you feel jealous about him or herself. So sometimes uh, it's not right, but you'll have to deal with the situation, and also you'll have to know the people who doing things okay, so we can learn from them too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, definitely. So, what else have you been reading? How many books have you read so far?
uh Actually, it's been a month I'm reading this kind of books, so I
Mhm.
read so far 3 books, and
Just
it's still counting.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
plenty, plenty. And you're learning about marketing.
Yeah, not about marketing, just basic things that can help me to like be an advance whenever I try to be in that level. So
Yeah. And so are you having things online as well, or are you just reading books? Or are you watching videos or watching? Have you heard of you know, I'm sure you've heard of TED Talks.
TikTok.
TED. So there's this thing on, it's called TED. TED, it's called, there's two versions, TEDx and TED Talks.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's
Uh,
two things, TEDx
mm,
and TED Talks. And they are speeches.
okay.
So they are speeches and presentations
Okay.
by like lots of different people about hundreds. I mean, I have no idea how many topics there are, but there are
Oh,
so many topics of interest, whether it be something really random, something really informative, or very inspiring topics of conversation. It can be people that have become successful. It can be people that are scientists. Yeah, it can be like just a really interesting question. So
yes.
you could be interested.
Yeah, of course, these kind of things, and also as actually studying science, so scientific things and also other things that always interest me to learn them. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what are you doing this weekend then? So obviously you are inside, but have you got a routine for this weekend?
Not really. Just there is no routine actually. I plan to do something, but I can't to do accordingly. So I never plan after that.
I don't like making plans really because it's nice to decide just in that moment what do you want to do. You know, we make lots of plans and then we get to
Yes.
them and think I don't actually want to do that. So I think too many things planned are not good. So what time is it there right now? So here it's 11:45, so it's nearly lunchtime. What time is it with you?
It's 10:45 a.m.
10:45. Oh yeah, just 10:45. So we're only 1 hour difference. So have
Okay.
you had your breakfast or how have you
Yeah,
eaten?
I have, I have breakfast and hopefully I'll have lunch later.
Yeah. What did you have for breakfast? What would you typically have?
Typically, I just eat little bit egg or some bread, sometimes vegetables. Yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of thing.
Yeah. I like that. That's really healthy though. It's a very good breakfast. Eggs, bread, vegetables. Yeah, it's very good. Because I don't really know the cuisine in Bangladesh. Like, is it similar to, yeah, what would like famous dishes be? What's like a good,
Famous dish.
yeah,
There is
how would you describe it?
biryani and also like chicken, whatever like meat. Yeah, these kind of things are famous.
But
But
spicy. Is it like known to be very spicy or?
yeah, I mean, it depends on the people. Like, if anyone want to eat spicy food, then make it spicy in the food. But like, yeah, it depends on the people.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, it depends on the person. So do you like cooking or who does the cooking in your house?
actually, I'm zero at cooking.
Is she a good cook?
Yeah, yeah, of course,
Oh,
of
you're
course.
very lucky to be having someone making your meals. That's nice. That's nice. But do you learn from her? Do you ever help her?
Yeah, of course, I help her by cutting vegetables or washing dishes and these
Mhm.
kind of things I do well. But I'm zero at cooking.
Oh, there's always time to learn. So what is your favorite thing though? Like what is your favorite food or favorite dish?
My favorite dish is like curry of national fish. That one is my favorite.
What's it called, sorry?
Ilish.
Ilish.
Yeah.
Ilish.
Yes.
How do you
It's
how do
on.
you say that? Ilish.
Yeah.
Ilish.
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 Oh, this looks so different. I've never seen this. Turmeric and salt. It looks very, what is in it? Is it a fish
Yeah.
dish?
Yeah. It's fish and it's
Ah,
our
fish.
national.
Yeah, fish with turmeric, I think.
Yeah. Fish with like curry or like with potato sometimes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that looks delicious. Looks really good. Very nice. I know I'm thinking I'm getting very hungry. So I have another class after this one, and then I will
Okay.
definitely I'm starting to think about lunch. I'm starting to think what do I want to eat for lunch?
Okay. So you're in Vietnam, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm in central Vietnam in Hoi An. So yeah, we have lots of choice for lunch. There are lots of Western restaurants, lots of loads of local street food. So we have endless choice really of authentic Vietnamese food, lots of noodles, lots of rice, lots of vegetables, but then also lots of restaurants because it's a touristy area. So there is, there's tourists, there's Western people so there's lots of choice. And especially in Hoi An because it's a city, so it's more developed. Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been living there in Vietnam?
I have been here for about February, March, April, 14 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So just over 1 year.
Okay, so are you planning to move back to Headingley again?
To England, I am trying to go back to England maybe within 1 to 2 months, but it's tricky because there are certain countries on the red list for entry to England. So if I fly to the UK and I have to stop in certain countries, it means I would have to go into hotel quarantine. So it's a little bit tricky right now. I have to wait until certain countries are off the red list. But also we have to pay for COVID tests on entry. They're very expensive. So I would have to pay they're called a PCR COVID test. So I would have to get one here in Vietnam and then 2 in my quarantine. And I'm waiting for these costs to come down.
Yes, it's very unfortunate that you're still living in Vietnam, but you don't want to live there.
I love it here, but it's coming towards summer, and I don't really want to be here for another summer. It's very hot, so it's too hot for me. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go back to England and see my family. And it will be a huge change. So I am now accustomed to Vietnam and Asia, and to go back to my home country is going to be a culture shock. To go back to my own country, very different, very different.
What do you say? Culture shock?
Culture.
Okay, culture. Oh, yeah,
culture.
understand.
Culture.
Yeah.
So do you think you would have
right? Heritage.
Sorry, say that again.
I mean heritage, culture.
Heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah, heritage. Yeah. So you would say, yeah, absolutely, heritage. Somewhere's history, heritage, or even just a place's atmosphere. It's our environment. The environment and culture includes language, food, weather, everything.
Okay. Well, like if you move back to England again, will you stay in Cambly?
Yeah,
or will you go back
yeah, I think for a while I will stay on Cambly, because in England it makes no difference where you are. So that's the good thing about Cambly, because you can teach anywhere in the world because it's just online. So it doesn't. You would never know. Students would have no idea that I am in Vietnam, I am in England. Nobody would have a clue where we are teaching from. So where do you think you would have a culture shock, or do you think you would have a culture shock if you went to England?
Culture shock. Actually, it's like if I go to England, I'll have to adjust with the weather and with the people. So my culture will be changed a little bit. Yeah, but I know that there is a community in London, in Bangladeshi community in London. So there's, I'll say it will change a little bit, but hopefully, feels will be same.
There are so many places with communities, like in where I live, where I am from in England. There are other cities and parts of the city where there are communities, whether it be in Bradford, like we have Muslim, Indian, like it's very, very diverse. And in Cambridge, I used to live in Cambridge, and again, lots of people that have lived there their whole lives. They are citizens, but people have many different backgrounds. Like England is, we call it, certain cities are a melting pot because there are people that, they're all come together. So we call it a melting pot, with lots of different people. And you would be able to find things that remind you of home, like food, but it's maybe not the same, it's a different version.
Yes. Well, I have one question for you. If anyone is there anyone meet with you after meeting with in Cambly in real life?
Say that again. Sorry, is there?
Oh, I mean, I was going to say that anyone meet with you real life after meeting it in Cambly?
Can people meet?
Anyone ever meet with you?
No, because I live in Vietnam, so I don't teach anyone from Vietnam.
Okay. Maybe some students from Vietnam learn English in Cambly.
Some people do, but yeah, obviously I do not meet people that are from Japan or in different countries. So yeah, you don't meet people.
Okay. Yeah, that would be interesting to meet with people after Cambly.
Yeah, I think in my job, I meet lots of people from around the world anyway, because lots of people who are traveling are from all over the world. So it's very normal anyway to meet people from so many different. So I don't really have any English friends. So all of my friends are foreign friends anyway. So it's exactly the same, but I don't teach them.
Okay, yeah. So in college, what subject did you study?
In college?
Yeah, in university?
I studied food and nutrition. So when I was at university, I studied food technology. So what's in food and the health benefits of food, how to cook, lots of manufacturing. So the whole food industry.
Yeah, very interesting subject.
Yeah, it's very broad. There is lots to know. It's a huge industry, but like lots of different industries, there are many different areas. So you can go down, different paths, different avenues of work. Yeah.
Okay. One other question, it's not a question actually. Like sometimes I'm learning English, also speaking English. I lose my confidence that I'm not improving or anything else. That negative thoughts comes in my mind. So how can I stay away from this kind of thoughts or stay positive?
I think you just need to remind yourself that you are speaking English, that you are. I think you forget about where you started. So you have to remind yourself the days when you could never speak English. Think about how you've improved so much.
Yes.
And realize that you are speaking English and you are having conversations all the time on Cambly. And you have to remind yourself you are doing it. You are doing it. And think about maybe in the past when you felt really nervous, even more nervous, or you didn't know half of the vocabulary that you do know now. So you think you will always improve, and you've come so far. You have to remember about where you started, but also you have to be nice. You have to be nice to yourself. You have to tell yourself you are learning and speaking a foreign language, and some people, like, I can't speak another language. So you have to tell yourself that you're doing a really good job, really good job, because you're your own worst critic. So you have to be kind to yourself and tell yourself these positive things.
Yeah, we can't say lots of improvement in weeks or two. You have to go throughout back, right?
Say that again, sorry.
Yeah, we can't see too much difference between 1 or 2 weeks. We'll have to go back to throughout
Exactly.
6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just, you have to tell yourself sometimes things don't happen overnight. Like you just said, we expect improvements really fast, and it does take time, takes time. And sometimes it's to do with our mood or our energy. You might struggle speaking English tomorrow, but it's because you're tired or you're distracted or you just don't feel like it. And that you will have better days. So even on a bad day, there will be better days. It's just one occasion where you think, I don't remember any of the words, or for you might think, I had a really bad conversation in English, but the other person might have thought it was a great conversation. So yeah, you have to remind yourself that maybe what you hear and what you think isn't what the other person is hearing or thinking. Yeah. But confidence takes time. Yeah. Confidence comes from within.
So you say that you don't know any other language like Spanish or French or Portuguese?
We learn French at school. When we are in school, we learn French and German. So I do know some French. We learn basic, very formal language. So when I go to other countries, I always speak, I always use their phrases. We always try to speak their language, but we are never forced to learn a specific language to know how to speak it fluently. And that is because we are English, and it's almost like a blessing and a curse, because it's a blessing. We speak English. The rest of the world speaks English, but it's a curse because we don't feel forced to speak another language. So it makes us a lot of the UK, it makes us lazy because we think, well, what language would we learn? Or, we don't have to. But when we go to other countries, we will try and speak other languages for a holiday. But you're only there for 2 weeks. It's just a holiday, so it doesn't stay in your brain. It doesn't last with you. Yeah.
I mean, how do you communicate with people in Vietnam, like in a restaurant or street, whatever, in a shopping mall?
Well, now the thing is, we all have phones, so we speak Vietnamese. We speak, polite phrases and basic words. Lots of people speak basic English to us, and we use our phones, or we use facial, we use like facial expressions, or we use our hands. We use sign language. So we use sign language. We use our common sense. We point. We just communicate in other ways, and we use our phone. So many people, we type and we translate. We use translation on our phones. Yeah. But that's the world we live in now, where everybody can just speak into their phone, play it to somebody, and then they speak, and then you communicate using technology sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is good and bad. I said it can be good, but also sad that we do that. Yeah. It's helpful. It's helpful.
It's kind of laziness, like you don't want to know other language, or you're not forced to.
Yeah, and I do. Technology has done this to us in some ways.
Technology. Yeah, it was lovely to meeting with you.
That's okay. Well, we still have 1 minute. 1 minute is still a long time, don't worry. But yeah. Okay. So what will you do after class then? What are you going to do after this class?
I'll go to. I'll have to watch a cricket match. It's ongoing right now. Between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka.
And who do you think will win?
It's actually a test match, so it's still day 4 right now. So maybe this match will be drawn.
And are you really enjoying? You love cricket?
Yes, I do play cricket, and also I do enjoy to watch cricket as well.
Who do you think will win overall? When they get through, who do you think will win overall?
it's going all right, but hopefully we'll Bangladesh.
All right. See you soon. Nice to meet you again. Bye.
Bye.